If you've ever bought a car and 5 minutes into the ride home, you've thought to yourself, fuck, what the fuck did I just get myself into? Join the club, give this video a thumbs up, subscribe down below, and let's get right into it. Hope you guys like the series of the paint correction. First time I've been filming after we have finalized the fourth and the final video of the series of that. Hope you liked it. I had fun filming it. Brian's an awesome dude. Again, thanks Ray from Dynamic Tint. Everything that we use in this video is going to be listed down below. Probably even as far as if Amazon sells it, the Rupees tools. If not, I'll list a website link, right? And all the products you use. What I want to go over is essentially just some of the indicators to look for. I know this is going to be sloshed in with the clips from the other depth gauge clips when we were doing everything.
So we're going to measure the thickness of your paint.
Okay.
Right?
There are segments of everything we filmed that I can repurpose, and I felt were more necessary to segue off as their own video, like this.
4.6 mils.
You can tell if something's been repainted by doing that.
Yeah.
Because it's thinner?
Yeah, 4.6 here. 3.5.
Okay. We're gonna get right into it. Top indicators that a car has been repainted. The whole purpose of me explaining these things are things that you can tell just from your senses of sight and feel, touch, you know, those two senses. I wouldn't recommend tasting anything. That is entirely up to you to decide.
3.94 mils.
Okay.
Right? This is the aluminum.
Yeah.
And this is 3.94
okay.
mils. This is what you have.
How do I know? I'm not a car detailing professional. I am not a paint professional. I'm not an artist. I'm not a painter. I might be an artist in some aspects when you're horizontal.
Base coat,
yeah,
paint, and clear coat.
Okay.
This is how thin it is.
And that's what Riley Reid uses in all her
yeah.
all her films?
Yes.
Okay.
So
great.
That's what you have in your quarter panel. All
right, nice. That's replicating the depth. 12 years of me buying, selling, profiting off of cars. The 987 I have, that's the 10th one. My 11th one would be the blue one that we still have. I've been around the block. I've sold a lot of cars, bought a lot of cars. I've made mistakes, I've learned from those mistakes. Luckily, the only vehicle I've lost money on, even from all your running expenses and running costs like maintenance and insurance, I've only lost money on one vehicle, and it was an F-150 lease. Never do that. If you credit that, continue watching. I've probably made over $100,000 in profit on vehicles over the past 12 years. So if you don't want to credit that, that's fine. You can click off the video. I'm not here to brag or whatever. I'm just strictly saying that so you can decide for yourself, oh, okay, cool, this guy knows what he's talking about. Or, you know what, that's not enough for me. I'm gonna go look somewhere else. Let's go.
That's thin. Yeah, it's very thin.
It's really
very thin. So that's where you cannot go hard. You know, that's what I measure first.
And this is why I can never own one of those, because I would probably destroy, like I can't play ping pong because I just like try to hit a grand slam. You can use these things I'm about to tell you to kind of dig into it and really circumnavigate the car and hone in and sniff it out. Dirt spots, extremely common, super common. In a factory environment, they have booths that are almost triple channel booths where it's almost at a surgical level of cleanliness, just due to the fact that there's nothing floating around, no particulates, no cross-contamination. In body shops, sometimes they have a big warehouse or bay door entries where you're getting dirt from the outside, air, wind, whatever. If it's not a wet day, you're getting a lot of particulates from outside. If doors are opening in and out, people walking in and out, sometimes they're set up like that, sometimes they're not. Ultimately, what I'm getting at is cross-contamination, dirt spots. Maybe my massively budgeted editing team is slapping in some very high def photos. I'm just kidding. I'm the editing team. Please support me. Join my Patreon, my OnlyFans. I'll show you some foot pics. Yeah, so dirt spots. It's nearly impossible if you're not at almost a surgical level of chambering and cleanliness like the factories do to get these dirt spots out and all contaminants out, you're gonna have stuff under the paint. It's just gonna happen, it's the way it is. I'm not saying it's always gonna happen, but likely, big indicator. I've noticed it a lot. I've turned down a lot of deals, walked away from a lot of deals because once that stuff's figured out, it's even things they missed and they overspent. And now I'm gonna let them take the loss rather than me, but made offers and then just walked away because I'm stubborn.
Porsche paint is real soft, I've heard, and real light, so 2.9. 2.7. Car's dirty right now, don't mind it, but we're looking like we're in the 3.9, 3.7, 3.5 mark. Just like that. Huh.
Unless these paint booths are being cleaned almost weekly or nearly daily would be great, but that's almost inconceivable and impractical from just an expense level and overhead level. It wouldn't make sense for them to clean that much. I think that even is kind of overkill. You're almost bound to get these dirt spots on certain paths. If you have dirt spots in some areas and you don't have in others, chances are, bro, migo, cho big way, migo, we way, we got repaint, respray. So, on to the next one, solvent pop. This is up next because it is also almost a guarantee. I never guarantee a guarantee, I'm just saying it's almost guaranteed. Likely, highly likely, 99% likely, if there is solvent pop, this has been repainted. I would not expect this from a factory. And when you're in, I'm on the East Coast, if you're in areas like the East Coast where you have a major flux in humidity and temperature variance and whatnot, you are more likely to get solvent pop, not so much from the paint. All paint has solvent in it, and it will come out either before, during, or after the application and curing of the paint, but you're going to have solvent pop coming from this stuff, and it's a matter of chemical hardener, whether they put a slower hardener or a quicker hardener, almost just like how they would in concrete, cement. Yeah, not cool. Solvent pop is a huge red flag for me, big indicator, and it's something that not cool. If you're wondering what solvent pop is, I probably showed you images, but it's when the solvent, you have a hard layer of clear that's slick over top of it, and the solvent needs to get out, so it pops. It aggressively pops, not explodes, but it pops, and it leaves a little pit, and all that pitting is not cool. This is not to be confused with orange peel. I don't know why it would be, but I've had people get it confused with orange peel. Oh, my neck. Overall, this gives an inconsistent drawing of your clear coat, and it just doesn't look good, and it's super obvious to tell if something's been repainted because, say if you have a quarter panel repainted and there's solvent pop on there because they were just speeding through the process or whatever, put too much hardener and not enough hardener, and the temperature changed, or the temperature inside the booth changed. You have so many variables here, especially when you're doing stuff like that in a body shop and you're just trying to pump stuff out and not passionate about the process. And when I say solvent, I mean solvent vapors.
But since they're all...
This is everything like always around like the same from each different panel.
Yeah.
That means that we're good to go.
Okay.
Or so we're gonna take it easy. We're not gonna go super hard on it.
Yeah.
We're just gonna, work by every panel as individuals. We want to work on this.
And that's showing you the thickness of the paint.
Yeah.
Okay, what about the bumper? Did you... What's that?
They're like fiberglass.
Oh, so that doesn't even matter.
So yeah,
Because I saw you didn't do the bumpers.
that's what I was talking about, aluminum. Because this is
Aha.
just like metal.
Yeah.
So
My Z06 is entirely fiberglass, pretty much, except for the carbon fiber roof. And
there's people do it, but on fiberglass, just go real slow.
yeah.
Just treat it like very different.
Nice. All right, sweet. Also, side note, we got this Model 3 over here with some sweet wheels on it. These look good with wheels on them, dude. They look real good. Yeah, so that's good. So we can confirm that my car has never been repainted. Maybe. Right?
Yeah. Or if they did a paint job, it was very good.
They did a real good, meticulous.
Yeah. Yeah, you can see now the car's dirty, but you can see there's no different shade of black.
Yeah,
So,
which is good.
yeah.
Yeah, like my Z06 GM likes to give you everything in a different shade of white. So you get that from factory. Yes, sir. All right.
Like you said, it's a soft paint. It's not that soft.
No? Porsche had, I'd say compared to other paints, seems pretty soft.
It's
But
not like
Good
that
pro.
soft, because on a softer paint, I would be, doing this and making scratches again.
right.
So meanwhile, I'm being
Huh. All right. Fair enough. Fair enough.
Our next 3 things kind of packaged together. Package these together because they typically come from the same issues. A packaged problem, a bundled deal of doom. When a factory, an OEM factory, paints their car, they are almost on an assembly line, and then they go into the booth and you have clear canvas with no trim, no glass, no bumper, no wheels, no nothing. Well, maybe wheels, but probably not. They bring it in and they paint. Again, probably listing some cool things here for you to see. Well, there's a like button down there, and there's a subscribe button if you're interested. The paint goes on the bare panels first, and then the trim is added and all the other stuff, like I was saying, in whichever manner that they do it. The car just comes as an empty vessel with no trim, so there's nothing to get in the way. To save time and money, since there is trim in the way, now body shops have to elude it. We're over to the body shops, the people that do the shit the wrong way. I'm not saying all body shops do. I know great body shops, especially in my area, that do. Trim, other layers, a ton of different things to elude, evade, and be like a chinchilla. Just be elusive. Not touch it, pull it out, whatever. Sometimes this stuff doesn't get put back in correctly, and it hangs and flaps, especially if you're in a very drag-heavy part of the car. To save time and money, sometimes they'll end up razoring around the edges, and it's just to speed up their own processes and get everything done a little bit more efficiently. But there are 2 ways to do things, in my opinion. Right? Do it right. Or you can do the other way, do it again. Because it's unacceptable when they start cutting corners like that. Not cool. To sum this up and save you time, when inspecting a car, run your fingers along all the edges, or along the hood, any corners or creases or points, along the doors, the door jambs, the door handles, the bumpers, if you have a diffuser, against the diffuser in the back of the car, anywhere there is an edge. Alexa, tell me the definition of edge. Alexa? Oh God.
As a noun, edge is usually defined as a row of bushes or small trees.
Oh, fuck you. Shut up, Alexa.
Especially. As a
Bullshit.
noun,
Shut up!
edge is
Shut up!
usually
Hey,
defined
hey,
as
Alexa,
a
stop!
row of bushes or small
Alexa, stop! Thank you. Always be nice to your AI. It's gonna kill you one day.
Okay. So as long as it. Interesting. So how, like, what is that telling you basically?
So it told me like how if I see any difference between that panel and this panel, that means someone worked on it.
Yeah.
Or someone like polish it like really hard.
Yeah.
Or something.
Like if that was like a 0.2 or a 0.7.
Yes.
Okay.
If you really want to compare the difference, go to a car dealership and I'm not gonna lie, just feel around on the edges of brand new vehicles. Most of the time, unless it's a Chevrolet dealership, you're going to find clear coat, 100% covering everything. Go to a BMW dealership, or a Mercedes dealership, or an Audi dealership, or a Lamborghini, Ferrari dealership. You probably won't be allowed to touch the cars there, and you probably get hazed if you did touch them. But look, just go to new car lots, new car dealers, and check it out, and then go to their used car inventory. Check it out. I bet only takes a few. Once you get 3, 4, 5 cars in, or even on the first car, you're gonna find something that shouldn't be there, and you shouldn't buy it. This is because the clear doesn't go all the way over, or it does go all the way over because they mask it off incorrectly and inadequately, not the right appropriate distances for mapping out the patterns. And with that being said, again, this isn't a deal breaker, especially on like a 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, $10,000 car. If you can get it at a wholesale price and flip it. This is a finance channel. Ultimately, everything I do is finance related because that's the game we're playing. You need those dollar credits to live. It's freedom credits, if you will. But yeah, ultimately, it's not a deal breaker. Negotiate your price accordingly. I don't know why I said negotiate that way, and you'll be fine. Or else you can walk. And if you walk, then go somewhere else and find a better deal, because they're out there.
Just showing you all the behind the scenes, the BTS of the things we got going on. Just measuring the depth, the thickness of the paint, just to see how hard he can apply it when he does this, I guess. And yeah, other than that, give this video a thumbs up, subscribe down below if you care. I don't care, but if you care, go ahead.
Next up, we have not my favorite one, but it's definitely a worthy assailant in your arsenal, a worthy weapon, a tool in your utility bag of finding out a good deal or seeing if a scumbag dealer is lying to you. Maybe they don't even know. Half the time, they don't know when you bring stuff up. Sanding scratches. To get paint to stick, you gotta score it up. So you sand it with very heavy grit, low grit sandpaper, and then you increase it. But sometimes those steps. Good. Sometimes English is hard. Sometimes those steps are skipped. And when they are skipped and then painted over, paint shows all imperfection. You see like this like wrinkling almost scratches, and then you have to clear over it. If you have an LED light like what Brian used earlier in the other videos, or again a paint depth gauge, it will show you wicked crazy variances this way because it's going to get all confused and laser through it. Depending on the quality of paint depth gauge you have, it's a problem. And it's something a lot of people do, and I'm not a huge fan of it, so yeah, look out for it. But like I said, what I meant, so I'm not a huge fan of that, but sometimes I've caught it, sometimes I've seen it. Up next, a huge indicator of respray is not hitting the like button down below. If you ever see that button gray, the thumbs up, not the thumbs down, the up, the thumb that's facing up, you gotta hit it because it's gonna give you good luck. Most detailers and flippers and negotiators and what have you, watch my channel and they don't do that. They don't even know what the subscribe button means. They don't even have an account, a Gmail account. If you have a Gmail address, you can create a YouTube account. You can even create your own YouTube channel, make your own videos. I recommend it, I encourage it. But they don't know it exists. They think it's a paid subscription or so. It's free, man. It's free. If you like these videos, it just helps you see them more advantageously. I'm not gonna push it on you, other than the fact that I'm pushing it on you right now. If you want to subscribe, that's what I mean by me pushing on you. I'm just letting you know. If you want to subscribe, go ahead. I don't care. I feel important because I have a desk now, so I don't need your subscription. I'm just kidding. Please, I need to feed myself because I don't have kids or a family. Orange peel. I know. Every time I finish one indicator and move on to the next indicator, you're like, whoa, Matt, whoa, orange peel. I know, I can hear you screaming. I can hear you comment. Look, dude, orange peel. It exists. My cars, I bought brand new cars, 911s, the Z06, brand new cars, GT3s, not like just base cars. Z06 isn't a base car, it's a Corvette though, it's a beater, daily driver. Here's the thing, you're gonna get faced with orange peel from the dealer, factory install for free, courtesy of them, complimentary. And the reason why you need to still pay attention to orange peel is because not all orange peel is created equal. And that's what we're looking for. It's not the fact that you see orange peel and you scream, oh, it's been repainted. My F-150s, all my trucks have had orange peel. I would expect that from Ford or GM. Drinking a beer, eating some Wendy's, some Five Guys, some In-N-Out as they're on the production line, drunk, greasy hands, just trying to push through the next Z06 or next car, or next F-150, America's greatest selling truck. It doesn't match. Not all orange peel is created equally. And the reason why we must be diligent in our hunt, that's what we must look for when we observe, orient, confirm, convict, and ultimately execute on a negotiated offer or the next offer and try to negotiate the price. The last one I'm gonna give you, I feel like I'm gonna end up adding way too much beef to this sandwich of a video, and we gotta have a good ratio of cheese. So here's the thing, mapping. One last thing, mapping, again, not my favorite, but you can find it when you find it. That's from Bondo or filler, any type of filler inside edges that can't be popped out, say like paintless dent repair. If they can't pop that out, they're gonna add some filler. And this is a good spot to look for sandpaper scratches as well. And also solvent. depending on what filler they use, solvent vapors are going to react differently too if they have a different hardener in there. There's so many things layer up on this. The biggest concern is that they don't feather it out correctly. Honestly, if they use that filler, I'm not crazy about it. I would walk from a car that has that if it's like not a small piece that can be replaced for cheap. But if it's like a body panel, not just like a bumper, kind of a no-go for me. But they'll paint over it, and that mapping will be out there, and it'll just have a nice little topographical spot, a mountain, if you will. Georgia, the Appalachian, Joshua Tree, the Grand Canyon, whatever. It's all going to be there. Look for mapping. Again, light really helps you get around this texturing and imperfections that you can see, because you start to get shadowing of the edges and things like that. It's just something to look into. I'm going to end it here. If you do care about this stuff, give the video a thumbs up and subscribe. Again, I'm not pushing it on you, just helping you remember, because I think I was watching YouTube from 2007 to 2014 until I realized, what the hell is a subscribe? I couldn't even pronounce the word subscribe until yesterday. If you want more info like this, just subscribe. It's gonna recommend the shit to you anyway, unless you clear your cookies. If you don't want to see my videos again, just clear your cookies. I'm just being honest with you. And if you know anyone that makes a threaded barrel for a Ruger 5.7, please let your boy know. Have a good one.